Hey guys, today let's talk about pedals. On my mountain bike, I constantly have to put on and take off the pedals. To put the bikes mainly in and out of my van, it's just much easier when the pedals are removed. So I've gone through and removed the pedals and put the pedals on my bike hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. In my opinion, there's one type of pedal that's much easier to deal with in terms of putting the pedal on and taking the pedal off. And today I'm going to show you my tricks for putting pedals on and taking them off, and show you which pedal I think works best and why. So let's get to it. So basically, in attaching pedals to your bikes, whether they're clip-on or whether they're flat pedals, there are two basic ways to do it. The first one, this one, you insert an 8mm hex into the end of this and then put it on and take it off. In the other way, there is actually a bolt where a 15mm cone wrench goes in, and you can twist on the outside. You can also, on some of them, can use the inside. It has a 6mm, but the 15mm bolt here is the way this primarily goes on. Now, of these two, I think this one is far superior. It's much easier, in my opinion, to put on and take off. When you're dealing with the pedals, there are three main tools that you'll see. One is a hex wrench. This is an 8mm hex wrench, and that will go inside and twist off the pedal. The other is, a lot of times you'll see people have this Park tool, and it has on one side of it, it has a 15mm cone wrench area, and on the other side a 9/16. Now the 9/16 is an old standard, and rarely do you ever see a pedal that needs the 9/16. The other option is a 15mm offset cone wrench, and this tool is by far the best tool to use for putting on and taking off the pedals. The reason is it fits right in to the 15mm outside, and depending on where the pedal is and when you need to tighten it or loosen it, this angle here, the way it's offset, allows you to get much more leverage. So this is by far and away my preferred tool to put on and take off pedals. Now, one area that it's very easy to get confused on in putting on and taking off the pedals is that one side, the right side of the bike, screws in and off in the standard way, whereas on the left side of the bike, it has a reverse thread. So the way I remember to put on and take off the pedal is basically whenever you're putting the pedal on, you're always screwing it toward the front of the bike. So if you think about it, if you have the wrench on the bike at, say, the 3 o'clock position, and you're putting the pedal on, you'll be pushing the wrench toward the front of the bike. That will screw the pedal on the bike. And because it's reverse thread, when you go over to the other side of the bike, you do the same thing. You start the wrench at the 3 o'clock position and you turn it over top toward the front of the bike. Now, if you want to take the pedal off, once again, when you put the tool on, if the tool is at the 12 o'clock position, to take the pedal off, you'll move it toward the back of the bike. And that will, whether you're on the right side or the left side of the bike, will take the pedal off. Now that's confusing to some people, but that's how you do it. Now, let me show you why I prefer this type of pedal. If you have the pedal where you do not have any way to attach it here, I'm going to put get the pedal started. Once you get the pedal started in the bike, you've got two choices. You can you can attach the hex bolt to the pedal here, but to twist it, you run the risk of running into the bike. If you take it down to the bottom, where you're going to go in and twist it on with that hex bolt, you got to get way down low on the bike and twist it. It's just hard to get to, just very, very hard to get to. If I compare that with the other option, because you've got this, basically this nut on this side here, once you get the pedal in and you get it started, it's very easy to take the wrench and just twist it around like that to put the pedal on the bike and to get it tight on the bike. And then when you get it in there, you've got the wrench, you can just snug it up a little bit, okay? Similarly, when you want to take it off, it's pretty easy to get a little bit of leverage on it, to break it free and just twist it right off of the bike. You don't have to worry so much about hitting the frame or getting down really low on the bike. You've just got a much better leverage, to take the pedal off. So, out of these two types of pedals, the one where you have the inside hex or the outside bolt, I prefer the outside bolt. I think it's much easier to do and much easier to take off and put on. So anyway, I hope I've given you guys something to think about, and I will see you at the top.